Okay, in this example, we're going to do a little more complex bridging. Same idea. Let's see if we can get this to work. So again, I have two separate objects, the body and, if you will, the spine of the scapula. Um, I've done some modification on the body and the spine, and I've done the same thing I did before. I've made the number of faces that I'm going to use the same. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So first I'm going to do, I've already deleted the history. So edit, delete by type history on both. I froze their transformations. I've centered their pivot. I'm now going to combine them. Then I'm going to take the face selection, the face, and I'm going to get rid of the faces. Now I purposely made an edge here. This is something really important. I added this extra edge just to narrow the faces so they were a little more in sync with those faces on the spine of the scapula there. All right, so again, now I have the same number of faces. If I say object, they're selected. I say edit mesh bridge, I get a pretty good group going across there. Okay, and then I can begin to adjust that. Now, I'm going to undo that for a second. Sometimes things just don't go as well with the bridge. Sometimes the bridge doesn't work quite as well. In other words, you get a twisted area and you just can't fix it. It's just the bridge or the software doesn't seem to understand how to do it. So there's an alternative way to do this. You can use, under Mesh Tools, Append to Polygon. And if I click on that edge, notice how everything lights up purple. So it sees a corresponding edge. And if I hold the shift key, or I'm sorry, if I click on the edge opposite that one, okay, so let me undo that for a second. Go through that again. So I say Mesh Tools, Append to Polygon. I click, and automatically the software selects this edge loop and selects the edge I clicked on. It also selects what it perceives as a matching edge loop across the way. And if I click here, I get this pink, and if I hit return, that's basically, the pink is basically a face saying, this is what I think you want to do. If I click on the tool again, click, and maybe now come here, you can see again I've got an edge that matches up. Now I'm going to undo that, or delete it right now so it doesn't do that. Oops. So what I decide I want to do here, notice that this edge is a little bit odd. If I just bring the vertex up, I think it will make it easier to see what's going to happen here. So I'm going to bring the vertex more in line with the corresponding edge there. Okay. Okay, so let's see how that works out. Again, Append to Polygon, I'll click here the complement, say return, and now I've got the letter G will give me the same tool I just used. So in this case, that's the Append to Polygon, return. So if you find the bridge isn't working, you can just work your way through a series of edges this way. And generally this will work easier. This is actually the predecessor to the bridge tool. And for whatever reason, Autodesk figured, okay, it would be easier if we could get this done quicker, which I think makes good sense. Now again, I've kind of got a point where this is very close, so maybe all I'll do is I'll move that one vertex just a little bit further away so I can see it better. Click the Append to Polygon tool, click that edge over there, and again work my way down and around. So you can see it is more tedious, but like I said, sometimes it's the only way you can get it to the software to actually see what it's doing. Q gives me the selection tool. And the polygon. Return, append to polygon. So the key element when you know you're going to do an append to polygon, you try your best to get two pairs of edges, or two sets of faces really, that are exact same number, and as much as possible similar in their shape. So this is then the base. I put the number 3 on, so this is the base I'm going to use then to modify my model. And you know, there are things here that I have to add and shape. This isn't too bad, the pattern there. There's still some, I think we got a better shape right here. It's a little odd right here, but you know, the way that isn't a perfect vertex, I'm sorry, a perfect kind of four-sided edges, but sometimes that's the way you have to do it. Now one other quick tool I'll show you in here. Let's say I want to move this edge, but I really want to keep that surface exactly. But sometimes it's hard because you can, you know, accidentally pull it in or pull it out. So one other tool you can use to help you do that is you can say Mesh Tools, Slide Edge, and middle mouse move that edge, and it won't change the shape. It will just move the edge along that surface. Same thing here. Okay. All right, so I think that's enough for this tape.